Hello, it's Hilary from Tempost Sells, and that is my new YouTube channel here. And I am hoping to be able to share with you some of the information that I am learning and implementing on my reseller's journey, which started a year ago, probably about this week. So I thought I'd start with a list of 15 things about me so that you could get to know me, and I would appreciate if you would put some things about you if you are liking this video, or if you're not liking this video. I'm strong, I can take it. Anyway, so let's just get into the 15 things, shall we? Thing number one, I love cookbooks. Ever since I was a kid, I read a cookbook like it was a novel. And I would read it over and over again. I would look at the pictures and I would imagine making the food and how it would taste and how much fun it would be to make. I love cookbooks. Cookbooks that I love are usually like the regional ones or the ones that are, from not so much the church sales anymore, because once you get like about 5 or 6, all the recipes are the same and you can only have so much tamale pie in your life. But I like the 1950s Jell-O or evaporated. Actually, I'm looking for the evaporated milk cookbook. I have the condensed milk cookbook. And things like that, where they have like the pictures of the really old-fashioned, not very tasty looking desserts, but those are the ones I like. And I also like ones that have like stories involved, like oh gosh, what's her name? Molly Weisenberg. I can't remember her cookbook name, but she's Orangette. I loved her first cookbook so much. I just got Joy the Baker's cookbook. So yeah, I love cookbooks. That's enough about cookbooks. Number two. Well, that's number 4. Number 2, I live with my mom in a house in Georgia, and I've been here 5 years, and it's got its challenges, but we're kind of fine. It took a while, but I think we're kind of finding a middle road to exist on. And she's being very, very patient about me taking over the house with all of my reselling goodies as I try to put them in the garage and set up storage systems. But I couldn't do that in the summer because our garage is not air conditioned, and I'm a delicate little flower, and I couldn't be out there moving junk all day. Number 3, my educational background is in theater, specifically theater education, but I never taught because they stuck me in a room like my last semester full of 15-year-olds, and good lordy gordy, not my bag. Especially since like I had a student that was supposed to be like, because we were supposed to be working in groups of like 10, and I had a group of 9 because one of my 15-year-olds had tried to commit suicide. And I thought, I'm 22 years old. I can't handle this. So I did not go into education, but I studied theater because I love theater, and I wanted to the chance to immerse myself in a field that I loved through my college years. So that is why I chose that field, not necessarily to get a job in it, which I think I had 2 theater jobs in my whole life, and I did a lot of volunteering and stuff, but yeah. Favorite TV shows. I have a lot. I love Bob's Burgers. I love Lucy. I love This Is Us. I love The Good Place. I love Doctor Who. I love Buffy the Vampire Slayer. I love Rick and Morty. And I also love British Bake Off. That is my thing. Is that the only reality show I just listed? Yeah, that's probably about the only reality show I really like. I really feel like a lot of reality shows have just taught us to be unkind to each other, and that's I don't want to hitch my wagon to that poorly attuned star. I also like Kids Baking Championship, so that's a fun one. Number 5. I am not a good flyer at all. I just am not. But I love taking the train. There is some sort of, taking a train. I love slow travel, and that kind of travel that just sort of rocks you to sleep. And I have gone cross country on the train like 6 times now, and I love it. You get that little roomette They will bring you a meal, or you can go and get your meals when you share your table with other people. You get to talk to them, but you don't have to talk to them forever. You can just talk to them for the space of the meal, and then you go back to your little roomette, and that is the best sleep you will ever have. I'm telling you. The second best sleep is on a boat. So that was number 5. Number 6 is I love dressing up. I love dressing up in costume, mostly for Comic-Con. But I don't like being uncomfortable. So, it's always a matter of trying to figure out like what's the best way to go on that. But I love the idea of taking a costume. My favorite thing to do is like take a costume that is, a certain way, and then translating it to whatever vision that you have for it. Maybe I'll throw some pictures in here. Number 7, I retired from my job in 2015 and moved to Georgia that same year. And last October, I said it's been a year, I became a full-time reseller on Poshmark, Mercari, and eBay. A little bit of Etsy, but let's see. Number 8. I used to be what did they call me? I was a writer, but I think it was an editorial something or other for a craft magazine called Expression, which I love and still miss. And I did that for, I think, 4 years. And that was a lot of fun. I miss that all the time. And so if you ever see an Expression magazine, pick it up. It's a good one. Number 9, I have a very quirky and odd sense of humor, and it will show up in this video. And if I am feeling, what's the word? If I am feeling like a professional, I will probably edit out a lot of my humor because it runs the gamut. It's very like double entendre-y and inappropriate and silly and sometimes slapstick. But maybe I'll leave it in. Who knows? Maybe you'll like that. Number 10, I read a lot, although this year not quite as much as I did last year. I usually do the reading challenge on Goodreads every year. And this year I was supposed to read, I think, 85 books, and I think I read 15. Last year I think this is the first year I've not hit my goal, and usually I up my goal by 5 books every year. So I think I'm at like 15 or 16 this year. Number 11, I have no tattoos, but I want one. And this is, we were talking about this at trivia tonight. So I thought, let's throw this in as one of the things about me. I want a very specific tattoo, and I just am looking for the right person to draw the artwork, and then I'll work, after I do that, I'll work on getting the bravery to just get it done. I want it like right here, and I want it to be a banana and a pepper shaker. And the reason that I want these 2 items is because I lost 2 very dear friends. One whose name was Jana Banana. She's my best friend. And another one who is my best friend, whose name was Sandra. And when we were in junior high together, there's a movie. I can't remember. I think it's Sammy Davis Jr. and Dean Martin or something. And they're a pair, and they call each other Salt and Pepper. Well, we called each other Salt and Pepper, only I was Salt and she was Pepper. You can guess she was a Caucasian person. And so to commemorate those friendships and remember my besties, I want a banana and a pepper shaker. So there. Number 12, I am not a sports fan. I live here in Georgia, and I was totally baffled by how important sports are here. Coming from San Diego, I just never felt that. And so this is the first time where, like, what is it they say? I can't remember. I think it's for the football team. It's like the Braves. The Braves are the baseball team. The Falcons, I believe, are the football team. I'm not sure. So like when they were in the Super Bowl a couple of years ago, like people would, like that weekend, you'd see people and they would just go rise up. And I'm like, I don't even know what that means. Does that mean stand up? Because I'm already standing. So yeah, I do not have a sports ball mentality. Although I have been doing pretty well in my fantasy football league. I've historically done I think the first year I was in it, I did poorly, and in the years after that, I've come in first, and I've come in second. So. Gal to watch. Although I say, it really can't be fantasy football if you can't have a unicorn. Am I right? Most of the reasons I don't really watch too many sports is I like sports that go quickly. I don't like to stop and wait for the sport to start again. I just want it to start and then go. That's why I like watching the soccer matches during the World Cup. I love watching the Olympics because there's a lot of sports, but you can kind of not watch, and I don't know. And I also like watching rugby. I like watching rugby and soccer because, they wear a lot less clothing than they do in football and baseball, let's be honest. So if it's going to stop and start, there should be something, worthwhile to look at while there's stop, but probably more than you want to know about me. Number 13, my favorite YouTubers. I watch Crazy Lamp Lady a lot. My friend Tracy, hi Trace, turned me on to her, and I watch her and I'm part of her Facebook group, and I really like her channel. And then one of her friend that started her own channel, Sue Me, and I watched that one as well. The one that I watched before I even started doing reselling was New York Thrifter. I've been watching her for a while, and she's got so much information, and she's so clear and concise in what she wants to say, and I really appreciate that, and I have learned so much from her. And like I said, I watched her before I even thought about doing reselling at all, just because I found her information so worthwhile. I also watch Empty Hanger. Yeah. She's here in Georgia, and I'm always thinking like, I'm going to run into her. Also, another one that's in Georgia is Suzanne A. Wells. She's the one I started watching when I wanted to start doing reselling for myself. I found her, and her information is very good as well. Let's see. I had to write these all down because there were a lot. Let's see. I just started watching Lavender Clothesline. I also watch her daughter, who I think, I don't remember the channel name, but I know the daughter's name is Melissa. I watched both of them. Lavender Clothesline, I watched because she's really killing it. Today I just watched the video where she gives you a tour of her house and how like her basement is completely like organized with all of her items. She has like, I think she said 3,000 items currently listed or regularly listed. And she sells everything: clothing, hard goods, soft goods, whatever, furniture, cats, I don't know. She sells everything, and she's very successful. And I always try to watch the very successful people. I also will sometimes watch Honey Rags, because she's very clear and very transparent with her information. And I will watch, oh crap, I can't remember her name. Nicole, I think it's Nicole State. I'll have to put the link below because I can't remember. Let's see. The weirdest thing I've ever sold is going to be number 14. And I believe it was a 4-pack of Old Spice deodorant that I sold for $22 and sent to Romania. And number 15. The weirdest thing I currently have listed, which I just listed the other day when I came across it, because I was like, well, we can't use this. And it was a bottle of Woolite, a plastic bottle of Woolite laundry cleaner. I think Woolite's supposed to be for like your fine washables or hand wash or something like that. And I believe it's from the 1980s. Yeah. And so I just listed it because, if you've been watching the YouTubies, One of the things they say is that a lot of like older and vintage things that you don't think will ever sell might sell because maybe somebody needs a prop for a movie or something, and they want something that's, you know, from the 1980s or whatever. I had looked on eBay and I checked the comps, and there were newer and older bottles of Woolite selling. And the funny thing, the weirdest thing on it is that the bottle I have is probably about half full, 3/4 full. And I put in my notes to sell that if you want the liquid that's in it, I'll keep it. But if you don't, let me know. I'll dump it and I'll adjust the shipping for the empty bottle. So that is 15 things about me. And thank you so much for watching Tempost Sells. Thank you so much for watching Tempost Sells. Go ahead and click the subscribe button and the bell notification button if you like this content and want to see more of it. Until the next time, peace out.